Building on our previous formation videos, today we are going to introduce Cavalry into our ranks. Bretonnia versus the Dreadfleet, living versus undead. The Dreadfleet army is more powerful in a direct engagement and have a range advantage as well. Aranissa's Saltspite leads this small force of undead troops, and her physical power far outweighs our own. Using healing spells to maintain her own frontline troops, the Fey Enchantress attempts to hold the line until reinforcements arrive. Using powerful cavalry charges, the Bretonnia forces hope to crush the Dreadfleet between two directions simultaneously. Bretonnia enters the forest on foot, seemingly outnumbered and literally outgunned. The Dreadfleet has positioned themselves within a small area of trees, with their zombie gunnery mobs in front to fire on any enemies that may be approaching. Staying within the trees to try to remain hidden, the Bretonnian men-at-arms continue to advance towards the waiting undead. The small eyeball icon shows that they are currently unseen. As the men-at-arms slowly approach the undead army, they must leave the cover of the trees, and as they walk into the clearing, the undead army begins to readjust to the new threat. The Fey Enchantress stays in the trees on the eastern flank, ready to use her magic when needed. The men-at-arms break from the cover of the trees and begin approaching the Dreadfleet front line as withering zombie handgun fire greets them. Collapsing into a nearby grove of trees, the Dreadfleet army prepares to meet the men-at-arms in melee combat. Once they tie up the enemy troops, then the Grail Knights can begin to do their work. The thunder of their hooves gives away their charge, as the Grail Knights gallop in from behind the Dreadfleet front lines.
Shields high! Righteous fury! Grail Knights! In her service!
The Grail Knights are doing a great job of disrupting the enemy formations, but our infantry are still losing the battle on the eastern flank. Aranissa's Saltspite continues to tear up our troops single-handedly, causing two separate infantry units to rout and flee. The Grail Knights continue to charge in and break up the enemy lines, and then retreat before they can get surrounded and killed.
Sorceress! For Bretonnia! Shields high! And then down! Quick march!
After a short time, our men-at-arms recover their fighting spirit and return to the battle. Using hit-and-run tactics, we are able to slowly wear down the superior numbers of the Dreadfleet.
Defenders of the realm! Immediately! Change fire!
As both armies converge into a giant mass of melee combat, the Fey Enchantress uses another healing spell to bolster her troops. Although she has killed dozens of our troops, Aranessa is eventually surrounded and brought down by the Bretonnian army. Thank you for visiting Victory Through Failure, and consider watching some of our other videos in the Total War Warhammer series.